Previously on Star Wars vs. Earth. Intel retrieved during a combined operation of British, German and Italian forces resulted in Earth finding the next destination of attack by the battle droids. A large city in Denmark was their next target, and the soldiers of Earth had set up improvised barricades and lay in wait of the attacker. There was not enough time to migrate all heavy armor and artillery to the city, and eventually the front began to crumble. A defense on the front line's flank at a hospital resulted in a tragedy, as none but one managed to get to safety. Cody Davis was on his way towards the most forward HQ that was set up at a hotel. The location was decided as troops who got lost could see it from afar. More troops had assembled there who were previously at the front line, but Cody would soon realize that morale of those troops was low. They lost many friends and family in a short amount of time. With the increasing number of wounded, it was difficult for the medics to keep up. It was a sight that would still be engraved in Cody's mind for a long time to come. Alright. We made it. We're at HQ. As you can hear, in other parts of the city they are still fighting. Oh. There's smoke on the horizon. City is burning. As you can see, they getting the deceased in the truck over here. This guy's still alive. He needs some help. Some of that sounds really close. I assume that command will get us out of here quite soon. A lot of downbeat soldiers. Oh my god, look at this. It's horrible. Probably need to head deeper into the city. Try to regroup. Set up defensive positions. This is also terribly to defend, so probably just waiting for others like me who survived the onslaught at the battlefront or at the front line to get here. That guy's working on the truck. Guess the medical tent is too overpopulated. Oh. Here come some of the flyboys. Go get him. Make him pay. Teach them what they get if they mess with Earth. Oh, Jesus. Alright. That's quite a battle at the front line. I wonder if there's still guys out there fighting, holding up. It also sounds like the fire's getting closer and closer. Gonna check if they have some water. Running all the way here, maybe quite thirsty. Though the soldiers were glad to be alive, the overall mood was sad and that of defeat. Troops stationed near the hotel offered smokes to the beat-down troops who arrived from the front. Nevertheless, plans on what to do next needed to be made ASAP, as the enemy was approaching. There were currently 4 commanding officers posted at the HQ. The Brazilian Sebastian Young, the Italian Diego Bettini, the Brit John Felix, and the American Howard Brooke, who Felix had shared previous successful operations with. Hook mentioned that the priority was to move the front line back into the city, where it would be easier to defend. The armor would have trouble maneuvering the streets, which could work to the forces of Earth's advantage. With this city being the major target, Bettini suggested to call in armor support from nearby towns where enemy resistance was less hectic to attack enemy armor on the outside. Hook agreed, and had Young start preparations to call in any available armor support. They needed to get ready to evacuate the hotel area, but this would make them vulnerable. They needed troops to cover them, but all of them knew no one would volunteer for the job as it was suicide. The Russian commander Alexander Kleshnov was called in and ordered to send his snipers to reinforce the ones already stationed on top of the building to hold the enemy at bay while the rest evacuated. Kleshnov confirmed, but realized as well that he would be sending these men to their death. But to his surprise, when he told his men about the mission, no one objected. They all went up the building in silence. Amongst them was Dmitry Gosev, a simple farm boy from Russia who recently married his high school sweetheart Marina. 2 months before he joined the army to fight back the invader, his baby daughter was born. Spending those 2 months in company of his wife and daughter were the happiest moments he remembered. During his time in the army, he mostly got along with his bunkmate Nikolai Zyetsev, who had a big mouth, but who could often back it up with precise shooting. Besides the Russians, there was a Brazilian and Korean sniper who voluntarily joined as well. They were on their way to the front line to reinforce it when they got told about the plan to retreat deeper into the city. Instead of relocating, they wished to cover their wounded brothers who clearly could use their help. The Russian captain was moved by the soldiers' will regardless of how suicidal this mission looked. He praised each and every one of them, including the Brazilian and Korean, who he saw as one of his own men in terms of bravery. His last words were, "Russia can be proud of all you brave soldiers. We will see to the safety of our comrades as a Domovoy spirit." Some laughed at this remark, as the Domovoy was known as a Slavic protection spirit that was believed to live in the houses of the civilians. And with that, the first incoming enemies were sighted. Alright, we're on top of the hotel. I'm playing as Dmitry, here with my buddy Nikolai and all the others. We're waiting for the trucks to evacuate. You can see that truck right over there. It's a little bit of trouble finding a road. Oh, they're firing at the trucks. Take them out. I hit him multiple times. I'm using the buildings as cover. That's not good. Ah, it. Cover me, Nikolai. We lost a lot of the upper row. We might have actually lost the commander. Oh, there's too many. Oh, holy crap. Our whole side over here is being taken out. Oh, Nikolai's hurt. Hold on, buddy. I'll patch you up. Got him. Oh, God, I have to take cover every time because every time I shoot, it focuses some fire on me. It does that automatically, by the way, that staring to the sky if I go prone. It's really stupid. No, Nikolai! Damn it. Yeah, the commander's dead. We only have a handful left. Oh, Jesus. Over there, super battle droid. I hit him, but not lethal. Oh, gotta reload. I hit him in the leg, though. He can't walk anymore. Oh. Jesus. Lost everyone. Who's still alive. This guy over here. Though, he's probably hit too. That's why he's prone. Yeah. Hold on, dude. I'm gonna heal you up. Looks like it's you and me. Dmitri was dead. All the moments that he and Nikolai had shared led to this point where they stood their ground and got killed. All these men had their own stories, which came to an end at the top of this hotel. Amongst the chaos, none had seen that the Korean soldier was shot and fell off the building. It was never found out if he was instantly killed by the shot or still conscious as he fell to his doom. The story of the men who sacrificed themselves spread like wildfire and resulted in a huge recruitment spree not only in Russia, but Korea and Brazil as well. It showed true devotion to not only one's country, but to all the people of Earth. As the galactic troops secured the hotel and headed deeper into the city, the next defensive line had been set up by the Army of Earth. The front line had been set up across a long street with 2 bulk points to function as the front line, capable of taking the first punch made by the advancing enemy troops. The left flank was being held by the Brazilians and Norwegians. In charge of the Brazilian troops was Pedro Cedra Cesar, who excelled more at small-scale battles than large operations. For Norway, it was Lucas Björn who was in charge, who had seen some previous action during his time in Germany against the invading galactic forces. Amongst his men were Mitch Kloiper and Toby Brenn. More units from all over the place were positioned as a second line of defense in case the enemy would break through. The left flank was expected to hold due to the advantage of a created bottleneck by the Y intersection. The incoming armor and troops would have difficulty to break the center point, which gave the officers in command more time to focus on their more vulnerable eastern flank. Hey everybody, welcome on to the western flank. Currently I'm playing as Toby Brenn, the Norwegian soldier that was suggested by Tobias Brenne, who made a very generous donation to my Patreon, so thank you very much for that. If anyone else wants to donate, please feel free to do so. You can leave a name that then gets a bit of a high priority for the next episode. Link can be found in the description down below, and currently we are here with CO Lucas Björn. We are here with Mitch and Cesar over here to the left, who apparently some bugs are swarming his head. Now, we are under attack by a swarm of droids and stormtroopers. They outnumber us by a great deal, about 7 to 1. However, we are expecting to hold this, mostly because of the bottleneck situation that we can profit from. So they are attacking from 2 sides, over there and over here. And it leads to this point where we position the APC provided by the Norwegians. And we have a second line of defense consisting of Americans, British, we have Greek units, Canadians, Germans, whatever we could find. And we have the soldiers stationed on the balconies because there's a little bit of a slope here, meaning that we cannot engage until they're closer, but the units on the balcony can already engage with them. Oh. Yeah, run! Oh, looks like the APC is opening fire as well. Yeah, let them run! All the people they killed from Earth. Are you guys hurt? Or are you prone? Nope, they're not hurt. Now the eastern flank is more difficult to hold, which is currently being held by the South Koreans and the Americans. The enemy has 3 waves of attack, and they cannot profit from a bottleneck situation. Here we have our COs. They're currently in contact with the eastern flank. At the eastern front, that's going to be the next episode. And something else, which I'm not going to spoil yet. Keep those names coming though. I have, I think, over 300 or something, or 350 names by now. Remember all the comments from you guys, so I'm happy that you guys love it so much. I wonder if the units that ran away, if they're going to like regroup and counterattack even more left. Look at that. Some of them are behind this wall. We don't have overview of that, but the APC does. I assume some of the units stationed on the balcony have as well. Those guys are hurt in the leg. Oh, we just lost our first soldier. I think it was a Greek unit. I'm just going to take a look. Not necessarily going to engage, just gonna scout out ahead. Oh. They are trying to flank. It's interesting, so they adapted after they did realize that the road was a dangerous way to attack us. Oh god. Oh, we lost 2. This is not good. The Brazilian line is wavering. And again, I'm mostly worried now about the units that are flanking between the buildings. Oh, we took heavy casualties in the balconies. That probably means they're gonna push soon. Whoa, it sounded heavy. Oh, you're still alive though, right? Yeah, you are. You're just prone. Oh. That one was for the Brazilians. I don't know if you actually realize this, but some of them are actually like walking through the walls. That's how glitchy this game is. Oh. Just gonna check up on casualties. We still have one Canadian on the balconies. Nope, we got another one. It's an American. Very good. At least they're not trying to flank all that way. They do. Some of the units are all the way over there, though. That's not good. Again, as expected, we are holding. It's going to be quite the struggle. Oh. Yeah, this is bad. We lost all the people on the balcony except that guy. But that guy is being obscured by one of the buildings. That guy went prone. He might have been hit. Oh. Heavy fire going on here now. That one Brazilian, though, he's still holding. Brazil should be proud of this guy. I don't like how silent it is. I can't imagine that we killed enough. Again, oh, why is it turret? Might be flanking us that way. Everybody's pointing to our right. Oh my god! I don't know where they came from. It's coming from. Hold on, what the hell is happening? There's a loophole. I'm hit. Even though the casualties increased over time, the left flank was still able to hold. Mitch, amongst others, was able to keep the enemy at bay, but all knew it was only a matter of time. Either reinforcements of within the city or outside needed to come and relieve them. The battle at the eastern flank was about to begin. The Americans and Koreans knew they were more vulnerable, but had prepared more vehicles and firepower at this location. High Command would not give them any news about the ongoing battle at the left flank for moral purposes, but all of them could hear the chaos that was going on around them.